Hello, everybody. Welcome to Canadian Numismatics, walking through history with my co-host, buddy Dale here. And we're going to be covering 1920 through 1924 today. And of course, I'll be covering the Canadian portion, and Dale will be showing some European coins, mostly British. And go ahead, Dale.
I'd like to say hello to everybody. Welcome to Coin Junkie and Evil Arts Conservative. Thank you for having me again, Skipper. It's always good to be here. I've got some British coins here, but I'm just going to follow the lead of the Skipper of role reversal here. So
again, the main thing is that we're going to be walking our way through history, and just like every time we're on, whoever provides the best information for that particular year we're talking about at the end of the 5 years we cover, we'll have a consensus as to who provided the best information, and that person will get a coin. So we're going to be starting off again in 1920, and bear with us because we've been having fun for about an hour and a half here trying to figure out these cameras and how best to do this. But I'm going to start off, and I'll show the Canadian coins on my microscope. So I'm going to kind of disappear for a second if I can remember how to do this.
Remember F3.
F3. That's right, F3. So let's see how this works here. So we're going to go.
Weak back attack. Good to see you.
We're going to go there, and we're back on, and F3, and hello. Hey, there we are. Everybody can still hear me? I can see what we're talking about. And we're talking about 1920 here. This is a 1920 fish scale, a nickel, 0.925 silver, which is sterling. And keeping in mind that the sterling silver went through 1920 and 21. So that's 1921 was the last year that we had the sterling silver. And after that, the nickels actually went to nickel. So, and of course, as you can see here, we got King George V. And that's actually not too bad in that one.
Here you go. The nearest thing I got to a shilling, which I just found, is a 1920 50% silver 1 shilling. I believe yours is 80% silver. Is that right? Or it could be 50.
What, this one, with the one I'm showing?
Yeah.
That's 925.
Oh, 925. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because yours.
This is sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, no. Martin's nuts about digging. Bella's dad, aka Phil. Good to see you. Okay. BC Treasure Chest says can't stay long. Just popped in to say hi to Patrick and everyone working on the tugboat. 1920 births Defrost, Kelly and James Doohan from Star Trek. Patrick taught in the second Doctor Who, and Pope John Paul II. Oh,
that's interesting.
They're far history already.
We only had 10 million of these coins made. Actually, it's not a key date, but it's still interesting. And
we had 22 million of these made.
Yeah, that's quite a bit more. And then, of course, let's take a quick look at the 1 cent for 1920. This is the large cent. It's important to note, as you can see here, that's a 1920 large cent that was made. But also, same year, they came out with the 1920 small cent. So we had 2 different sizes that year.
Yeah, you did. We only had one.
Yeah. And that, 1920, we're looking at Canada was the founding member of the League of Nations, effectively ending the declaration of war. The Royal Northwest Mounted Police and the Dominion Police were amalgamated And that's when we got the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, 1920.
There you go. Got something really interesting here. May 13th of May, hands off Russia. Campaign London dockers refused to load the SS Jolly George with munitions intended for Poland in the Polish and Soviet War.
Wow.
Oh, here you go. 21st of May, my son's birthday. Not in 1920, obviously, but in not 2005. The UK government poses a car tax of £1 per horsepower.
Whoa, that is
That's
so
a lot
strange.
of money. That's a lot of money. So if your car was 45 horsepower, it's £45. That's a lot of money.
Wow. University of Montreal was founded in 1920, and the Indian Act was amended to give Canadian Aboriginal peoples the right to vote in banned elections only. So, gee, they got to vote. What did they get to vote their chiefs in, I guess?
Yeah.
The Catholic League of Women was formed, too, in Montreal.
There's another one here. A new airmail service starts from London to Amsterdam. I'm reading this off of different sites, by the way, guys. I'll be honest. Store clerks must have. I think that was the trial coin as well. I think that must have been what Evil Archer's shameful history. 1920 Eastville, Indiana capture the Ku Klux Klan Foundation. Joe Huffington.
October 17th, 1920, the first airplane to fly across Canada arrived in Richmond from Halifax.
Oh, wow, that's a flight.
Yeah, that's quite a flight.
Here you go. There's something for you, Captain Skipper.
Yeah.
July 1920, 30th of August, 1920 to the 8th of August, the first World Scout Jamboree held at Olympia, London.
That's cool. I like that. Well, let's see if we can do this right here. Let's see how well I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do it right.
I thought you might like that one. I'm not trying to not war stuff and people being hurt and stuff. I'm trying to find something a bit more jolly.
Yeah, it's nice when you can find some interesting things. Oh, hi, Phil. It's nice to see he's on. A week back on. Gaston Chevrolet wins the Indianapolis 500 in May 31st, 1920. Chevrolet. I wonder if that's where they got the name from. Interesting. Chevrolet. In a Chevrolet.
There's lots of there you go. 5th December 1920. The Scots vote against prohibition. I'm not surprised. You're not going to tell a Scot not to drink.
Whoa, yeah, that would be a problem. That'd be a big problem.
Because there's lots of war stuff and that, you know. I don't really want to go through that sort of. I'm trying to find out a bit more.
Oh, I don't blame you. Robert Perry dies February 2nd at the age of 63. Gee, he died fairly young. Yeah,
for the Americans. I believe it's for the Americans. Or it could be. I'm not sure. It doesn't actually say. I don't want to be on morbid stuff, but the body of the unknown warrior arrives from France on board HMS Verdun.
They certainly had enough of those soldiers from World War I that were unknown. Just a little piece from that too. When they were trying to figure out who everybody was, there were so many that were unidentifiable. They built a giant war memorial equal to the size of Vimy Ridge at Teeple. Have you been there?
No,
Did you
I've
ever
never
get
been
to
there.
Teeple? And every name that's on this giant memorial are people that went missing in action.
Is that
idea
the gateway? Is that the Arch Gateway in Belgium?
Yes. Oh no, not the one in Mons, but the this is the one. It's called Teeple, and
Okay.
it is a massive arch. It is an arch, but it's equal. It's equal in size to Vimy Ridge, which is huge.
Oh wow! I'm gonna have to check out because I know they do a ceremony at a certain time at night every night ever since.
Yeah, that's right. That's in Mons.
And that's got everybody's name, rank, and on there, and what division they would have been in. May 31st, Gaston Chevrolet wins Indianapolis 500.
Very cool.
Here you go. This is one for the coin collectors out here, for the British coin collectors. 8th November, Rupert the Bear first appears in the cartoon strips in the Daily Express. And I'll let you into a little secret. Rupert the Bear is not British. He's actually Peruvian.
That's right, he is.
And I think the reason why he's on a British coin, because obviously British writers. But yeah, he's technically Peruvian because he escaped from a teddy bear's retirement home.
Oh, I didn't know he'd escaped from a retirement home. Well, that's interesting. Okay.
16th of October, 1920, miners go on strike.
Interesting.
Twenty 22nd of September, the Metropolitan Police forms the flying squad. 18th of August, the first night bus services are introduced in London, which is quite cool.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't know. I haven't finished writing all this stuff out yet, guys. So because I'm going through my collection properly. So that's the reverse of the one penny. I just had my 1 penny written there for a while. Well, 1921 now. Okay.
Yeah, we'll hit 1921 and 1921. I wish I could get a better example, but it was lower mintage. 2,582,000 were made. So if I could get a nicer one, it's going to cost too much. But you know what? At least I have a 1921 to show you. That's the best one. Yeah, 21 quarter. It's silver.
925, I guess.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's not. I don't. What would you say that is? Probably a G.
I would say that's. I reckon that's VG myself because they are high relief, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just looking at there's nothing on the crown now. And
I'll still say that. I'll still say it's very good. You got to think of the 101 years old. 100 years old now.
Just a young thing.
It's Texas Joe. Great to see you, sir.
Nah.
Love looking at British coins. I love looking at Commonwealth coins.
There's the 1921 dime. A little bit better shape.
I got a 1921 because I couldn't get everything out. So there's 1921 1 penny again.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. You're looking at the 1921 dime, and of course, the modern dimes in Canada have the blue nose on it. And in actual fact, the blue nose was launched on March 26th of 1921.
Oh, there you go. That's a pretty cool. Yeah, so the blue nose, I believe, was leaving the Halifax harbour or arriving.
Well, it would have been leaving. It was a racing schooner, was it not?
Yeah, schooner. Yeah. So I don't know whether they finished. Obviously, I don't really know the background. I know the blue nose was a schooner. That's about it, really.
There's a good-looking 1921 penny. I think it's better.
What's the mintage of that one there on your penny?
On the penny, 1921 would be.
Yeah, we're trying to play trumps. Who's got the highest?
Yeah, 1921 would be 7,601,627. So it's still a pretty high mintage. There's still over 7 million.
17,000.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll be honest. 129,717,600.
My Lord. We were small potatoes. But then look at the population of Canada back then, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Oh, here's an interesting fact. In 1921, the Communist Party of Canada was formed as a clandestine meeting held in the barn in Ontario. Prohibition ended in British Columbia in June 5th.
Yeah. I'm back, Darren. Nick Monar, great to see you guys. I got something here that was probably you're going to hate the British for. Maybe it was British, maybe not British, but 1921, January the 1st, car tax disc was introduced. Did you know car tax disc collecting now, because we don't actually have car tax discs anymore, they're very highly collectible.
Right.
This young lad, he was collecting car tax discs, and he had one of the first ones. It was something like issue number 8 or something in his collection. It's worth about £500,000. And he didn't realise he just loved collecting car tax.
Oh my goodness!
So he set up for life.
1921, Frederick Banting and Charles Best discovered insulin.
Yes, there you go. Look at that. Winston Churchill appointed as Colonel Secretary in 1921.
Yeah, 1921, December 29th, Mackenzie King became the Prime Minister, replacing Arthur Meighen.
Here for the likey likes. Queen Mary becomes the first woman to be awarded an honorary degree by the Oxford University.
Oh, that's interesting. Dime bag, Darren. That's so inappropriate.
Oh, here we go. There's something for the British here. It says here on where is it? Oh, hang on. April 13th, 1921. Lloyds Bank takes over Fox Fowler and Company of Wellington, Somerset, the last provincial English bank to issue its own banknotes.
Oh, that is interesting. Did you catch that one about the births? 1921, Gene Roddenberry, Nancy Reagan, John Glenn, Alex Haley, author of Roots, all in 1921.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of famous people there in 1 year.
I guess.
That is a lot of famous people. They're all household names today. That makes it even crazier. What's that?
Oh,
$1,000, wasn't it?
For which? For Britain or Canada?
The highest denomination banknote produced here in the United Kingdom was 1,000 banknote, £1,000. I got a £1,000 banknote.
I don't think in Canada we went beyond $1,000.
I know they did that in the United States, and they had a $500 banknote, £1,000 banknote, and they weren't that long decommissioned. They were like for businesses and stuff, I guess. Yeah. I think they were. I think they went out in the 80s. I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, our $1,000 banknotes stopped being legal tender this last year.
That's it. Ours has been gone for a long, long time. £1,000 banknotes are made by independent banks. 31st May 1920, Tommy Milton wins the Indianapolis 500.
That's very cool. Okay, let's take a quick look over here.
King George V opens Southwark Bridge in London. This is why we don't have post on Sundays, because June the 12th, 1921, don't forget, nearly 100 years ago, they stopped postal service and collections and delivery on Sundays. So 100 years ago, they stopped the Sunday postal service.
So for our generations, we never noticed the difference.
Yep, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The largest airship, the R-38, makes a maiden flight at Bedford.
Amelia Earhart takes first flying lesson January 3rd, 1921. She had to walk 6 miles from the end of the bus line to reach the airfield. Oh, well, it was good exercise. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, well, let's take a look at.
I remember seeing this photo.
What's
Charlie
that?
Chaplin, 9th of September. Now, don't forget, Charlie Chaplin grew up in London in the slums houses, and he come back. Charlie Chaplin visits London and is met by thousands. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we're on to another year now, Captain Skipper.
Oh, yeah. Just catching these last couple bits for 21 is really good. 21, Adolf Hitler was named leader of the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
And are you ready for the holiday tomorrow? Tomorrow? Oh, that's my anniversary. I better remember it.
So it's your anniversary tomorrow.
Yeah. It's 37 years. Contrary to what I said to my wife in front of her, saying it was 39, and she says, "No, it's not 37." And I said, "No, it's really? Well, it feels like 39." Anyway, I got in trouble. Okay, let's take a look at some of these Canadian ones here. I'm gonna add to the stream, show how clunky I am with this, and we will press F3. Look at that, eh? And we'll go over. We're working the bugs out. Don't make fun of me there, Darren. And we'll bring that up. There we go.
Right, let's get 1923, 22 ready.
1922. Where are you? 1922. Look at these wonderful nickels. And we know these are a nickel. They are now nickels.
Yeah.
Not
these now are 50% silver.
And we got little George there.
these are sixpences, and then okay, so I just dropped
Wonderful.
it. So minted
Yeah,
in the country is England. You can tell I ripped these out years ago. I mean,
yeah, ours is a semi-key date this year. It's 4,763,000. But 1922 is again, it's the 5 cents made a nickel, and actually, I do like to look at this.
Congress approves the burial of. Oh,
we got the 1922 1 cent.
$1922. I don't think I have. I don't have on hand a 1922 1 penny. Because I don't grab up too much. It's your show, you know, so.
Oh, no, understood. I mean, 1922, starting in January, British Columbia changed from driving on the left to the right. I wonder how many Canadians didn't know that we drove the same as the UK. But yes, British Columbia actually used to drive on the left.
On that. I was talking to your Tracy about that yesterday.
The world's first.
As I said, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as I said, I agree with you. I never had so much room ever to drive that. I could have gone tall and did not hit anything.
The world's first insulin treatments made at the Toronto General Hospital. The successful treatment would later win a Nobel Prize for its creators, Frederick Banting and Charles Best. Good year. Prince Edward Island, actually, the women won the right to vote.
March the 1st, 1922, the Civil Aviation Authority is established.
Oh, that's neat. Rodeo's first hornless Bronc saddle is designed and made by rodeo cowboy and saddle maker Earl Bascom at the Bascom Ranch in Lethbridge, Alberta. Earl Bascom, by the way, was a black man from the United States that moved up here, and he's one of the most famous cowboys we had.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's actually really interesting.
December.
Of October.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go on. You go ahead, please.
No, let's interchange so we get it nice and smooth. So I say one, you say one. That way I don't have to.
Okay. The first Hunger March sets out from Glasgow to London. That's a trek.
New Brunswick changed from driving on the left to the right December 1st.
Births: Indiana novelist Kurt Von Hugh Jr., The Slaughterhouse 5, Breakfast of Champions, Betty White, Stanley, Charles Schultz, and Norman Lear. I was just reading on what Evil Arts Conservatives were saying.
Cool.
British authorities sentenced Gandhi into Indian to prison. Gandhi in prison. Okay, 18th of October, the British Broadcasting Company is formed, the BBC.
December 5th, the land around Vimy Ridge is given to Canada by France in gratitude for the Canadian sacrifices during World War I.
Oh, wow. January 22nd, 1920, Pope Benedict XV dies from pneumonia. Okay, I don't know if you have a television license in Canada or United States. We have to pay a fee every year, whether we like it or not, for the TV license. And they're scaring the. You have a lot of cold callers knocking on the door and say, you must pay this fee or you're going to go into prison. And I personally don't want to pay the TV license, but when the 1st November, the broadcasting license fee of 10 shillings was introduced. 10 shillings, as you know, which is like obviously how much is 10 shillings? So a shilling is obviously going to be, I think it's 5 old pennies. So yeah, so you imagine how much that would be for someone who doesn't even earn that for a television license. And so that's going to be around the equivalent of what it says here, which is £22.47, the equivalent in 2017. So yeah, it's a crazy scenario. We are trying to defund the BBC because they don't put on anything which is worth watching anymore. The news is so watered down; they're not actually really reporting anything. It's currently £160 a year, whether you want to watch it or not. So that's when it was introduced on the BBC.
Oh wow!
But yeah,
I think our roofers were paid in shingles, not shillings. But they got so many shingles that nobody wanted it, and it was so contagious. They decided not to do that anymore. Oh, that was a Cliff Clavinism, by the way. First patient treated Chaplin was a 14-year-old boy.
Oh wow! May 30th, 1920, the Indianapolis 5 and Jimmy Murphy first drives to win from the pole position. The same day, Lincoln Memorial is dedicated. I think it's important to have a national broadcaster. No, it's not. If you grew up with the way we had it, now everything is digital and everything is online. You pay a subscription anyway. They are threatening you with imprisonment and £1,000 fine, a 10-year imprisonment. This is and this is for everybody, and they stopped everybody from over 75. Once you reach the age of 75, you do not have to pay it, but now they are introducing it to them this year, and the programs they put on is terrible. I mean, nobody actually the younger ones don't want to pay a TV license. They rather go online and YouTube it rather than paying something they don't need to have. Yeah, it's incredible. You have to be here to understand it, really, than me explaining it. It's not a very fair system. I think it's important that it's over here. It's terrible. £160 a year, and they're saying to watch YouTube you need a TV license, which is they give you out so much crap on the TV license. It's terrible. But anyway, we'll move on from that.
Yeah. We're in 1923.
We are. That's crazy,
Yeah. Okay, well, let's take a quick look at 1923.
Okay, I'll just move off from there. There's the 1923 florin, or the 2 shillings. It's quite worn down, but it's still silver.
Yeah, we're definitely nickel now for the 5-cent pieces. And
okay, this is the half penny, so that's going to be half penny, as you know, is going to be. Is it a florin? Is going to be is a fourth of a penny. You got the half penny. The penny is one, 240 pennies to a pound. How many pennies was it for you for a dollar? That's a good question.
A penny is 1 cent. There's 100 cents to a dollar. We're based on the US.
Before 1971, ours was 240 pennies to a pound.
And that sounds about right, because we always basically doubled whatever the dollar was to figure out the pounds. So, like $2 to 1 pound. Well, it was like 240 at one time. I love inflation. I love different changes. So 1923, again, it's a semi-key date. It's 2,473,186 nickels were made in Canada.
The mintage on this was actually not too badly low. Actually, it's actually 12,266,282. So when I do my videos, I can say where I get my information from.
Yeah. 1923, the Department of National Defense came into being in January.
Let's find something a bit more. The wedding of Prince Albert, the Duke of York, and Elizabeth Bowesley, and the future King George VI, and Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, was married in Westminster Abbey.
Cool. April 23rd, 1923. Marijuana is prohibited soon after the House of Commons passes the bill on this date that includes making marijuana illegal. It's got to be pretty close to the time they came out with Reefer Madness, because that was a really funny film to watch. And that was a high school film that they used to show. It's on YouTube.
Sorry, Skipper. Sorry, I think there's a bit in there. I thought you were finished, and then you're reading that again.
Go ahead.
It's all right. I was going to say I ain't going to read any more about that on the 1923, because it's all about the BBC.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to. How's the chat? We some stuff for 23 in the chat.
The chat's going really well. Actually, Evil Archman's come up with a good one. It's just like I'll read Dime Bags in a second, because that's never actually a good one. Is January 29th, 1922, the Knickerbocker Theatre roof collapses 3 days after a blizzard dumped 2 foot, 61 centimeters of snow on Washington, D.C. Obviously, there's a lot of people who was killed and it hurt. I'm going to read all that, the facts and figures on that. Spain, the Auto Gyro, the predecessor to the helicopter first flew, successful flight of the Auto Gyro, the predecessor to the Epic, takes place.
See, March 2nd. I remember the Auto Gyro. No, I do remember something about it. It looked pretty clunky. Yeah. The Halibut Treaty was signed with the United States, and it's Canada's first international treaty that wasn't signed under the auspices of the United Kingdom.
Oh, see?
Starting to flex the muscle.
Progress.
Yeah, well, it's not all progress. July 1st, the Chinese Immigration Act came into effect, banning all Chinese from entering Canada except for businessmen, diplomats, foreign students, and special circumstances. She's considering the Chinese built Canada with the railroad and whatnot. It's shocking that they would do that.
The navvies. The Great Kanto earthquake devastates the city of Tokyo and Yokohama on September the 1st. Germany. Beer hall Pushka Adolf Hitler leads the Nazi Party and failed coup attempt in Germany. I think that's when he was arrested, I believe.
He was arrested. I believe he was confined very comfortably, I might add. And he was allowed to have his cronies visit him. And he actually, during the time that he was incarcerated, wrote the book Mein Kampf, which is my story, which was the rage in Germany once he got out.
So you might know this because you're better at history than I am. Did you know? I can't remember the name of the soldier, but apparently there was a wounded German soldier walking across no man's land near a British soldier going to shoot a 303, and he didn't decide to shoot him. The German was called Adolf Hitler, but I can't remember the soldier's name who let him go.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very well detailed that Hitler was in the war. He's gotten two Iron Crosses, served in a Bavarian regiment, and
he was a corporal, wasn't
only a corporal. But you know, us corporals, we're pretty good. Except he went nuts. Yeah.
You went to sergeant and you stayed. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you're Terminator to me. You're indestructible.
Was Evil Arch Conservative says May 30th, 1923. Tommy Milton becomes the first two-time winner of the Indianapolis 500. It's interesting how they're focusing on the racing. You get into the southern states, and that Indy 500, it's a religion down there. Tailgate parties here, and it's been going on for years.
Oh, it's the history of Indianapolis 500 was to do with the bootlegging, because obviously they wanted to outrun the police. And when it finished, they decided obviously that they wanted to have who had the best cars. So, and who built the best car was the bootleggers, and that's where the stock cars come from, because they were just.
That is very true. That's very true. Yeah.
So it all forms back to something or another. So without the prohibition, you probably never had the Indianapolis 500. If you look at that perspective.
We got Evil Arch Conservatives, September 8, 1923, Honda Point disaster off a rocky coastal headland, Santa Barbara area, California, around 9 p.m. 7 battleships were damaged and 23 lives were lost.
Oh, wow.
The Honda Point disaster. I got to look that one up, because it's much like the Halifax explosion. If you'd mention it to an American, they're like, what? Well, that was, as we learned before, that was the largest explosion before Hiroshima. That was a huge explosion that literally wiped out Halifax. Now we have here a Honda Point disaster. That's very cool. I got to look up. Of course, it'll be on YouTube. Just type it in; it'll be there. That's awesome. Wow.
I love reading the chat. The chat, I mean.
Oh yeah, Reefer Madness. If you've never seen Reefer Madness, you've got to see it, because they took it very seriously. But sitting there and you know how your body reacts to reefer, and you see it's like it turns you into a sex fiend, which. It never did for me. Damn.
That's quite funny.
Okay, let's take a look at this. There we go. And we're getting into 1924. Beautiful 1924. And 1924, of course. Oh, that's kind of foggy. There we go. Get it. Oh yeah. Look at the leaves on that baby.
that another fish scale, is it?
No, this is a standard size nickel.
Oh, the large cent for okay.
A large nickel, yeah.
Okay, 1st of February, because I don't want to read the devastating ones. You all know. We don't really. The 1st of February, United Kingdom recognizes the Soviet Union. 1924.
January 3rd of 1924, the first session of the British Columbia Older Boys Parliament, now known as the British Columbia Youth Parliament, was held in Victoria, British Columbia. That's all we needed, was another parliamentary level.
Here we go. 1924, the first commemorative stamp.
Oh, that's neat. April 1st, the Royal Canadian Air Force was formed.
Oh, wow. So it's going to be 100 years old in a few years.
Yeah.
In a few years. So.
Also, Prohibition in Alberta ended May 24th, 1924.
There's something for Donald Trump here. Glen Eagles Hotel opens in Scotland on 3rd of June 1924.
Cool.
Because he built a golf course up in Scotland, doesn't he? So,
yeah.
A few years ago.
1924, Prince Edward Island changed from driving on the left to the right. You see how the provinces were a little slow at changing, so they went different years.
That's been really, because you obviously you're driving one car, say, on the right or the left, which wherever you are living at the time, and you're going from one, say, province to another, and you're like, how does it change when you get out the provinces? Or does it say you have to, imagine getting to the intersection. It must be like a race, like the scale electrics going, no.
It's a challenge. It really is. I have my international license.
See when people, was it like a bridge you went over, or was it, I don't know. It must be some kind of safety bridge that you went over and one went underneath, so you cross lanes. You couldn't get to go. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like a destruction derby on each one.
Jeez. Yeah, I noticed that when we took the ferry across the English Channel when we went to Dieppe. The driver, of course, we spent the first week driving around England, and we were driving on the left. And then as soon as you get to France, you're on the right. And he just switched like there was nothing to it. Yes, practice makes perfect.
Yeah. The French roads always blocked with roadworks. Or lorries.
Very true. Here's our 24 1 cent.
24, yeah, is the halfpenny.
Do you know in 1924, an explosion killed the Doukhobor leader Peter Verrigan and 8 other passengers on a CPR train from Brilliant to Grand Forks, British Columbia, and 10 others were injured. Although never proven, it's alleged that Verrigan was assassinated using a time bomb.
Oh,
and
wow.
that happened in BC, in Canada. A Doukhobor. Popular guy, hey?
That is just mad. That is like so that was like a really bad terrorist threat going back then.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, hello. There we go.
William Enthoven, is it? Wins the philosophy for medicine for the electrocardiogram. Sorry. It's not me. France, the Paris Olympics. The Paris Summer Olympic Games came to a close on the 27th. These Olympic Games began on the 4th of May the 4th, and the first day of the modern games have been broad appeal. United States Indian Citizenships Act, Indian Citizen Act passes on the top June the 2nd, which confers the citizenship on all Native Americans born within the United States. In December, formed astronomer Edwin Hubble announces that he conducted some research at the Andromeda Nebula, has determined that is the galaxy that is not actually a nebula. Yes, the Andromeda galaxy is the one we're colliding into. It's actually already started, in fact. We're on the dust cloud. It's going to take about another 200,000 light years to get here, but the actual dust cloud itself will collide with our Milky Way. So,
and of course, the Hubble Telescope was named after this gentleman.
Yeah, the Hubble Telescope, which had the mirror around the wrong way, so I had to do a major repair.
Yeah, that was quite the operation to fix that.
Was indeed.
Wow. We had some tremendous bits of information on here. Anything more for 24?
Yeah, I got a couple of things here. The Sunday Express, the British newspaper here, Sunday Express becomes the first newspaper to publish a crossword. The Air Raid Precautions Committee set up. Okay, I'm going to read this out anyway because it's funny. The first nudist camp established at Wickford, Essex. There you go.
Gee, how did that work out when they were actually measuring people's bathing suits to make sure that they're at the appropriate length?
I mean, as long as they wore masks. As long as they wore masks. As long as they stand 2 meters apart of mask, they're fine.
Here's a good one for Canadian football enthusiasts. On November 29th, 1924, the Queen's University wins their third and final Grey Cup by defeating the Toronto Balmy Beach Beachers 11-3 in the 12th Grey Cup played at Toronto's Varsity Stadium. Boy, has Canadian football gone a long way. Can you imagine having a name like that on the back of your jersey? You know, you'd have to wrap it around.
You'll be wearing your name, not wearing the shirt.
That's so good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty good today.
I enjoyed that. I love this. You have no idea how much I love this.
Got over some good material, eh?
It's a toss-up today between Evil Arch Conservative and Dimebag Darren. I'm going to let you choose, Skipper.
Oh, well, you know, first consensus. What do the folks in the chat say? Oh, I don't like the name of the Elks. That was stupid. Edmonton Eskimos. It's only a small group of people that press the issue, and it's just silly. It's just silliness.
Oh, look at that! Carter and George H.W. Bush were born in 1924. That's interesting.
Jimmy Carter's one of my favorite presidents. Not so much for his presidency, because he's such a nice guy. I mean, he still works. He works for building homes for people.
Yes.
Habitat for Humanity. The guy's amazing. What is he? He's well into his 90s.
Oh, gotta be. I was actually still surprised he was still alive, to be fair.
Well, he keeps active.
I think that's the trick. Just keep pushing through and.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, guys. Who do you want on my bucket list? Who's going to get this coin today? Let's. Hi, Thug Stacking. How you doing? Because I've seen some really. You're right. Dale says it all. The stuff that's coming out from Evil Arch Conservative and
I've been
Dimebag
enjoying reading this. Metaphysics 24 winner Laura Lawrence Coram and Joe Bayer co-winners of the Indianapolis 500. Oh wow! Coram started the race and she relieved her by who took a checkered flag. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, it's unusual to see co-winners like that. I don't know.
So I'm leaving it down to the chat because that was a hard call.
That was a hard one. So, guys, who do you think gave us the most interesting information?
I'm glad Robert Mims was, because that would have been even harder.
Oh, Robert Mims were here. Boy, oh boy. But, Evil Arch Conservative does a really nice job of giving info.
She does.
And Dimebag Darren, once you get him going, it's good too. Doug Stacken says Evil Arch Conservative.
Okay, we got one vote.
They're all like, I don't want to pick him. I want to pick me. The secret of living is giving.
I think probably the best thing you can do is picking two numbers, and then I'll pick left or right in your hand. Yeah. And that would be a number for, say, Evil Arch Conservative and one number for Dimebag Darren. And or they have the option for leaving it till next week. And then just trying to, turn it into so yeah, whoever's number 1 or 2, okay. And as Fug Stackins just come in, he can pick 1 or 2, and then that's decides of the winner, I believe. Met June, the youngest grandparent.
Evil Arch is working on it.
Yeah.
He liked coin.
I'll tell you what. I'll pick.
Yeah, I'm not going to choose. So there's one vote for Evil Arch Conservative. Dimebag just said it. There's 2. I'm already smoking, he says.
Right, so right, I've got 2 numbers here. I don't know if you can see me, if you can put me up or anything. I'll remove this camera a second. Hang on. Let's just get this out of here. Close it on that one. Right. Okay, you can still see me okay? This is my right hand. And this is my left hand. Okay, because I know how it looks on yours. Okay, I got 2 numbers. I'm going to say Dimebag is number 2 and Evil Arch is number 1. Okay, so 1 thug, left or right hand? So this is my left hand, that's my right hand. Left or right hand, sir?
Right, he called right.
And who did I say which number's which? So I said number 2 is Dimebag, didn't I? And number 1 is Evil Arch. So this number here represents the winner, okay?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
And that was number 1.
And that would be?
And that was number 2.
Okay.
There it is. There you go. It's just still there. So So did I say number one? Were number?
I was hoping.
I knew she was going to do something like that.
I get a good memory, but it's so short. It's like it's in reverse.
But Evil Art
says give the coin to Dime Bag, so it's Dime Bag. That's fine. That's fine. We can do that. Hold on. There we go. All right. Into the bucket list. And what do we got here? Ho, ho, ho. We've got a United Nations loonie, non-colorized, 1 million.
That is fantastic. That is a beautiful coin.
So Dime Bag Darren Lowe gets a UN loonie.
Congratulations.
And Dime Bag, I'll put my email there. That's my generic one, so it's okay to put it in clear. And make sure it's right. Yeah, there it is. Email me your address. And I'll make sure that gets out.
Red Coat 7121 is wearing red today. Because it's...
Oh, you noticed. And you noticed that my new suspenders came in. Okay.
I think it's 96 or 97. I do like your hat. That hat is amazing.
I got a lot of them. Wonderful. Hey, Dimebag, you're set aside. As soon as I get your address, I'll get that out to you, which is wonderful.
I will be sending out a lot of, obviously, we have a fuel crisis, so please be patient when I send out your items this month, guys, because until things get back to kind of like normality, it's going to be difficult sending out things straight away. So we've only got a few miles left in the car. There's no fuel where we are whatsoever, so we have to be very conservative on the fuel, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was fun. Yep.
Thank you again, sir. I mean, this is refreshing to actually talk coins and history and coins, and
yeah,
it's nice to be engaging.
It's a little different than doing the auctions and stuff, but I think it's important. We always talk history and how important it is with coins. Yes. Well, this is the best way that one could possibly pull ourselves together and take a look at history across the planet. I don't care if it's from Australia or New Zealand or Europe, wherever, Timbuktu. What happened during that year that coin was floating around when it was first minted? That's cool.
If they say, if wars could talk, I think coins would come up trumps of the better stories.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd use the word Trump.
I used it earlier, like to play trumps with. But yeah, it's. I mean, I love it. Thank you. It's refreshing. I don't mind the auctions. Don't get me wrong. Anybody wants to make money, and I totally understand that. But I do auctions. I've only done 4, I think it is. And I don't want to put. I do an auction. I don't want to put pressure into people that they have to buy. I just want to give you guys the first opportunity to buy something. And if you don't, it's no loss. I can always sell it over another means anyway. But yeah, it's just it's no pressure. That's the way I look at it. I don't want people to be in dire straits of money when they're buying something, and I've always stressed that anyway. So And it does break my heart when I sell my coins. I like selling my coins. I'm like, no.
I know.
Art wrenching. But you know, that's why I enjoy the giveaways. You know, that's why I enjoy the fun of doing the battle chat as well, because you know, people sending stuff from all over the world and I have fun, and that's what I'm here for, the fun. Forgetting it, and it's fun. I love it. Thank you for having me. 23, 24. That's your new nickname, 2024.
Yeah.
All these things, Andrew.
And
Good to see you.
You guys want to do a raid? I believe Tupac has got something going on right now.
Actually, I know. Who is live? I know Plumber Stackers come up. Sent Hoarders on. Cajun. We can always raid Field Guy. He's only got one person in there.
Oh, is Field Guy on?
Yeah.
Yeah, my Shaw email is still good there, Darren, if you want to use it.
So what I could do is put his link in here. Fug Stacken's over there already. Why won't it let me do that? I don't understand why it is not letting me. Oh, we go.
Yeah, and next week
I know Tupac's a great guy and everything, and he's already got the establishment. Just trying to try and build people's hours up, you know.
Yeah, whatever one you guys want to do. We'll be doing 1925 through 29 next week. And of course, we've got your show on tomorrow.
Absolutely. I'll probably start a little bit earlier, about 8:30 if I can.
Yeah.
If that's good for you guys, I got the link now, so I can just come back to. So raid Field Guy 316.
Good, all things, Andrew. Very good, thank you.
So this should be Field Guy's. Go over there, see what I know. I got nothing. Phil Guy to me is just good fun. He's a good guy. I've known him a long time, and I know he thinks everything's always against him, but
he's quite the character.
He is. He's harmless as anything, and he's very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just trying to. You know, I like going into people that. If someone's already got 60 people in it or 40 people in it, I like to go to someone who's only got like a few people. If that makes sense, just to help them, so they're not like lost in the wind, you know. So there is. So I'll put on a Numismatics raid.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Thank you for having me, sir. I appreciate you. Are you leaving now, or you finished? And
yeah, I'll probably wander a little bit, but I have a funny feeling that I should make some dinner for my spouse.
Yeah, I think you should,
because it's coming up to our anniversary, so I got to start showing that.
I totally agree with you, sir.
You can keep me for a little longer, can you?
Of course I can. I keep you guys forever. Thank you, Dimebag Darren. Thank you, Numismaniac. Thank you to Evil Arch. All things Andrew. Nice to see you. Sorry, I know Fog Stacken was in here, and of course everybody who was in here today. I've had a blast. I love being up here, and it's just refreshing after all these my time being on YouTube, and then suddenly it's just been auctions, and you're like, okay, we're sitting auction, trying to talk to as many people, and because there's so many people on that auction, by the time you sell out to everybody, the stream's finished. There's no conversation. It's just, I'll wait. We'll talk after and the next one comes up. So it's nice.
Yeah,
it's refreshing. Nice. It's just. Karaoke tonight, says Dimebag Darren. 270 likes already. So yeah, it's Paul is Nichols just come on as well.
Lots of good people on.
Yeah, there's lots of amazing people. And anyway, I'm going to shoot. Thank you so much, Captain. And
thanks, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow.
Definitely. It's like it never left.
Same
time. Actually, I'll be seeing you in about 30. What was it going to be? 12, almost 16 hours, 17 hours.
Well, that's enough time to rest up and get ready for the battle.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll have 5 minutes sleep and get up again.
Catch you later, my friend.
You take care. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
See you guys.